Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
What's on Tap podcast?
Day 22 of the Christmas calendar.
Very exciting.
And I already know that the bottle we pulled is from me. Because this is where we, for the listeners who don't know, Stefan got us all identical wrapping paper.
I did.
Yes, he did.
So it would be a secret.
We wanted to keep it as secret as possible. But
I think
what
we
we discovered
said
is that we're all shit rappers. So it's pretty easy to discover who rapped what.
Our rapping techniques are
questionable at best.
I think we said it
Vastly
before
different.
the first episode, but just to remind you viewers, we all wrapped it in identical wrapping paper. This is the bottle where I ran out of wrapping paper for my beers. So I had to rummage through like scraps of wrapping paper that I had discarded but not thrown away yet.
All right.
I had it all in my wrapping paper bag to repair.
Wait. You have a wrapping paper bag?
Yes.
Wait, let's unpack this for a second. So in your wrapping paper bag, is it just scraps of wrapping paper, or do you have like whole tubes as well?
Whole tubes and scraps and ribbons.
Ribbons and bows?
because the scraps might be enough for small presents.
It's very
Yes.
true. It's very true. But do you have like bows and like cards and like other
Yes.
things in there as well? So you have like a full wrapping assemblage within that.
Yes,
that
so
bag
I just
itself.
pulled that
right.
entire paper bag out of the cupboard.
Matthias, do you have your own
I do.
wrapping paper bag?
It's that's very Swedish.
No, I have that as well. I'm just curious.
It's it prepares me for rapping. So this
So
one,
is it like gangster rapping, or you're kind of like rapping and then you're also listening to like Boys in the Hood at the same time because you're like all about rapping? You're living that rapping life.
I usually like Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes? Oh, he's really good. Yeah.
yes.
He's very fast.
He is, especially
So-
on his own. Whenever he was with Tribe, though, he wasn't right with it.
I'm opening the presents now.
All right. I'm tired of your nonsense. Let's move forward
This
here.
is a brewery that we've had on the show before.
We have.
Yes, this is Jämmerdalen. You've never had Jämmerdalen?
No.
So, Jämmerdalen Hantverksbryggeri. They're from the north of Sweden, and they specialize on like really funky saisons and really sour beers. We've had some really good ones from. This one is so
have.
cold right now. This is a problem, but we'll get to that. It's a farmhouse wheat, tart and hoppy, brewed with citrus fruits. It's 7%, and
This was a Systembolaget release.
this was a Systembolaget release, and every time they release stuff, it sells out.
All right.
Same day. So a few of the ones we've had, I was lucky to get. This one, I think, was available all day.
Okay.
But
so
still.
this isn't something you would find in the stores. This is a strictly online purchase.
For us here in southern Sweden,
Yeah.
it's strictly
Okay.
online. I think their closest stores,
Probably stock it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which just says, like, if you're traveling around Sweden, try to look at Systembolaget. You might find something there. You might not find somewhere else.
yeah, their the local release system is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's open it. Let's see if it cascades beer everywhere. No,
No, it doesn't.
it doesn't.
It's fine.
It's completely fine. And I think on the podcast, I think this is the fourth Jämmerdalen beer.
That we reviewed.
Yes, because I keep bringing them to you, Stefan.
I appreciate that.
They're fun. They're a really fun Swedish brewery. It smells so much like citrus.
So this is
It
a
smells really bready.
Bready, yeah.
tart and hoppy brewed with citrus fruits.
We can assume that there's Brettanomyces in this
Oh,
one.
fuck yeah.
It's called Nameless Mist.
Yes.
I'm going to go as far to say it's got Brett Clausini in it.
What's?
Oh,
wow.
You're naming that. Name that Brett. That's our new game show.
That's
Name
our new game
that
show.
Brett.
Wow.
Is it Brett Favre?
It is his prof. Damn it! You knew once again.
This smells amazing.
It does.
It doesn't say on the internet what kind of bread it is, But for a Swedish beer, it has a high average rating.
Yeah, no, this is like I love
It's
the color.
surprisingly high one for a Swedish beer.
I love the head retention on this. This thing is just like we poured it, it kept the head, and now it's just got this beautiful lacing on the glass. I think it looks just like this is the kind of beer that excites me when I look at it because it just says this is going to be very pleasant to enjoy.
I know, that's why I keep bringing them to.
Yep. I'm gonna love this shit.
Yeah,
So let's try it.
Cheers.
Jämmerdalen.
Wow. That has a bit of creaminess to it.
Oh yeah.
It does, yeah.
But
it kind of grows in the mouth actually.
yeah, but that's what she said. The citrus notes are there. It's really pleasant, very easy to drink. And while it smells like it's going to be like barnyard funk all over your face, it is not.
That actually disappoints me in this.
The main flavor is citrus, but the aftertaste is yeast.
Yeah, I wish it was a little more barnyard funky in the mouth. Do it. Come on.
It fucks with your head a little bit because you feel like it's going to be super tart and super dry, but it's not.
No, it's not.
It's actually, like you said, it's really creamy.
Yes.
And that, I don't like that.
I know, because you really want this experience.
Yeah.
And it's not giving you that experience.
It's not.
Give me something else. I know that something else is better. It's just different.
I was expecting like a super dry saison,
Yeah.
but it's not.
No, man, it is carbonated for days. I mean, just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you just
I'm swirling
lightly
this-
agitate it, and it just like, poof.
I'm swirling and it's just bubbles.
And then when you agitate it in your mouth, it just turns to air almost,
Yes.
which I really like. You don't get that very often with a lot of beers. I always appreciate when it happens.
But yeah, it does have like that creamy taste.
And the citrus notes are not, I mean, they're there, but it's not like,
It's not prominent.
no. It's like a secondary note, but there's no first note. It's like,
I think this might be a case of expectation management.
Yep.
Because me and Stefan have had like 3 or 4 of their beers before, and they usually surprise in some way like this.
yeah.
You were expecting something and you're not getting it. I get that.
Yeah.
I think this is fun.
I think it's fun because it just gives you something different than what you're
Yeah.
anticipating. But at the same time, I don't know that experience is better than the experience I was anticipating.
Yeah. So one of the best Swedish saisons I've ever had was the the Omnipollo with the green wrapping.
Yeah. The what's it called? Something stupid, I'm sure. Yeah, I know what you're talking.
Paper wrapping?
Not percolate. Yeah.
Paper wrapping. It was quite early Omnipollo beer.
Yeah. They've done it a couple times.
No, I think
just
they've done
once.
it they've done it twice.
Twice, yeah. That would be a couple of times.
Potlatch.
Yes,
Potlatch,
exactly. The first, and I seriously cannot remember if they did 2 releases of this or not.
They did it
but-
with Prairie.
Yeah, exactly. And the first or only release of that was fucking amazing. And exactly, that's the one. And it smelled exactly like this when you smell it. But the potlatch was like super dry and it was quite, it wasn't super hoppy or bitter, but it had a lot of like tropical notes to it. And I think when I smelled this, I expected something similar to potlatch, which is why the creaminess kind of like decimated for me a little bit.
It's interesting because finding the beer name, I also found my old rating and I did not like the Potlatch.
No?
No.
I fucking loved that beer.
I like this one more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
But this is a kind of weird niche beer.
It is, yeah.
It fills a niche that no other Swedish brewery does.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
And I enjoy that. I get why some people would hate this, and that's fine.
The smell is so much better than the taste.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. I think the smell is really rewarding, but then the flavor just isn't there. It just doesn't.
The smell is like a 4.75 to me.
Yeah, for sure.
The taste is something completely different.
Yeah, it is.
I'm still gonna give it a pretty
Love
good
the smell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still landing at a pretty high rating because I like sour, citrusy sours. So I'm giving this a 4, maybe a weak 4, but it's a 4. And you're both giving it lower, and that's fine.
Yeah. Like when it comes to local Swedish breweries, especially the ones that aren't really known, I kind of want to give them the benefit of the doubt and hype them a little bit more, but I think this beer is just missing in so many different ways that I got to give it like a 3.25.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like the smell is so. It just smells amazing. It smells like when you do things on like with the grape skins. It smells like that. Like a Caldebrado kind of smell to it. But then the flavor is just like missing all of those characters and all of those notes, and that's what's kind of killing it for me a little bit.
Well, I think because the smell sets your expectations for something completely different.
Yeah.
And then when that is not met in the taste, then that's kind of what fucks me over. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 3.5.
3.5. All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
We're not killing the brewery.
No. It falls in that level of like. I've liked what I've tried from them so far. I want to try more from them. I like that they're doing this kind of stuff, and I hope that more Swedish breweries are kind of working in these areas. And I really enjoyed it, but at the same time, it's just not giving me those things that I need.
It's not giving you the experience you're expecting from the smell of it.
Oh, for sure.
And this one is 5 months old now.
All right. Well, it should still be fine.
And they only give it a 3-year best before date.
It's gonna last longer than that.
It's gonna last longer than that. I think that's Swedish beer laws.
Yeah.
So ingredients are water, barley malt, wheat malt, oat malt, hops, grapefruit, lemon, coriander, orange peels, and yeast.
Might be the grapefruit that fucks it up.
Yeah.
Not impossible.
Yeah. I think if they would have left it to just like the peel, that would have been better.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm now also in a space where I've tried so many local Swedish beers all of 2019, and I've come to realize that Sweden is one of the worst countries in the world for beer because there are so many breweries that are terrible, absolutely garbage.
Yeah,
breweries.
but I mean, if you were to take any country and you like amortize like the amount of breweries that there are, you would discover that like the 10% that are amazing, you absolutely love, and then the 90% that are underneath that are kind of like,
in Sweden, these breweries market themselves as craft quality brewers, and they make garbage. In a country like Poland, that has a lot of breweries, they don't market themselves as quality craft brewers. They market themselves as, we make beer, do you want it? You don't want it, you don't have to have it. That's fine, that's a completely different... so yes, the top 10% of Polish brewers are amazing, and the rest aren't. And it's the same in Sweden.
That's how I felt like when I went to Gdansk back in November, and I tried a lot of breweries, and I found one that I thought was an amazing craft brewer.
Yeah.
And the rest were just kind of like trying to do like styles, but you could tell like they really didn't understand the style or what they were trying to do, and it was painfully obvious that they should not be doing this.
Were they marketing themselves as like, oh, we're edgy and cool? And
I don't know. I was just in craft beer bars and just bought on tap. So
okay.
It's hard to say like how they were positioning themselves in the market.
I'll back up.
But they all had like
a little bit.
But when you saw the packaging was really trendy and hip and cutting edge and like, ooh, look at us. We've got this great label. We figured out the labeling gimmick, but the beers inside are just like 3.25, 3.5 at best,
Fair enough. My point is, I want more of this from Sweden.
Yeah.
Even though you give it 3.25 and 3.5, it's fun enough to really be allowed to exist here.
No, it's good enough that like I said, I've liked the stuff they have from before. I want to drink more of their stuff. This one just didn't work for me, and I think that...
it's completely fine.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
I would love to have them on the show sometime, talk about what they're doing.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
We'll send them an email.
I'm sure they would love to be on the show. And probably the worst broken English you've heard on any podcast episode we've ever had.
No, I wouldn't.
How far north are they?
Well, people in Sweden usually know English pretty good.
I find that it varies based on location. I mean, I would say, in general, Swedes know English very well.
Kalix.
That's far.
Yeah. And I think what happens
Norrbottens land.
That is far.
The more isolated you get,
the
worse the English becomes.
All right, so make it a mission for 2020 to get him on the show.
I just want to say the untapped average on this is a 4.04.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
For Swedish brewery, that's really high.
Yeah.
It's not good enough.
I'm just saying.
All right.
Just saying.
Well, let's call it here, and we'll move on to tomorrow.
Yes. See you tomorrow.
This podcast is part of the Pod Syndicate family. For more criminally compelling shows, articles, and conversations, head to wearepodsyndicate.com.